Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Brooke and today I'm going to do a video on the curriculum that I have saved. For whatever reason, we have went through 2 moves and we're on about a 3.5 year minimalist journey. So we are definitely not minimalist, but we are trying. So that being said, I'm constantly going through things and getting rid of things we don't need, and this is the curriculum that has survived all of that. So this morning I was just kind of looking through things that we have that I can use next year, maybe possibly this summer, and I just kind of got the idea that that would be a great video to share what's on our shelf that I have felt like is worth saving. So here it is. After my last video, I got some new subscribers, so thank you so much, and thank you to all of you that have been around for a while as well. So I think I'm up to 84 subscribers. So if this is something, if you like homeschooling videos, then go ahead and subscribe and then hit the little bell for notifications for when I download more videos. I have more to come, and I do some other nutrition, health and beauty type of videos, but it's mainly homeschool videos on here. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and let's get started. So I'm just going to show you how much of the curriculum that I actually have. So let's see, how can I, this is pretty much what I have right here that I am saving. So I don't have a ton of stuff that I'm saving. I'm either going to use it and I save it, or I get rid of it. So that was the best way I can do that. So especially for all you new subscribers, realize that my videos are not fancy. I do the best I can. So all right, so the first thing I'm going to share with you guys is something that I picked up at a Goodwill, and we have not used it. I know that everything is in here except for there's a microphone that goes with it to where the kids can, or the student, whatever, can speak into it and they can hear themselves back, I think is what it said. But everything else is in here. So I bought this, I'm thinking for around $7, and we just haven't dove into it yet. Cameron's doing just really light French here and there. And so this might be something that she dives into next year if she is up for it. Otherwise, I am going to save it. I will say that I'm getting ready to get a new computer. And so when I do that, I'm going to see if this is compatible with that new computer. And if it is not, then I will definitely just get rid of it and not worry about it. But if it is compatible, then I'll hold on to it, because I know that I'll have my computer, that particular one, when we're ready to use this. So this will get used next year in her 7th grade year, or possibly her 8th grade year. So holding on to this is definitely worth holding on to for me. She's very interested in French, and it looks like it was very well taken care of. So anyway, there's that we're holding on to. Now here's like a little probably $4 workbook that we have had, I believe, since the first year of homeschooling. So this has survived the 2-year, or the 2 moves, the numerous go through, get rid of crap, little things that I've done over the years. And this is just a little bitty workbook of how Let's Speak Spanish. It's very conversational, and Ashley worked out of it for a while. So I have kind of saved it just for her. And so I'm thinking right now she's doing Latin. So I'm thinking I might just ask her, hey, do you ever think you'll do this, on the side for fun? Or is this something that we'd like to incorporate a little bit, and maybe finding some Spanish words that have Latin roots? I'm sure there's a ton. That's part of learning Latin, it's like the base language for so many other languages. So I'm holding on to this. I just haven't given her that option for a while. So I think that it's worth keeping. It's just a little bitty book. It was $4, and she did really like it when she did it. So that's part of a decision whether I keep things or toss them as if they liked them and if they were working. So holding on to that for just a little bit longer. We'll see. Okay, so the next thing is actually something I bought recently, thinking that Cameron and I would do this semester, spring of 2020. But once I looked through it and I kind of talked to her about what we would be doing with it, she asked to do this next year. And the reason is because I don't think that we would do it justice if we tried to run through it really fast this semester, because we already have so much on our plate. And she said that she didn't want to start it this year and then pick it back up next year. She would rather just do it all the way through next year. So that's what we're going to do, but it is on the shelf. So I wanted to give you guys a true look into what's on our shelf, what we're not using. But this actually just has a really neat approach to sentence writing. I guess I am showing it to you, but there's nothing really that exciting in it. But a lot of times I feel like what I have found is that we learn the grammar, we learn how to parse the sentence and diagram the sentence, and we learn how to make sentences kind of exciting with dress ups. IDW is really fantastic about that. But for some reason, just something has gotten lost in between those two things of just composing a nice structured sentence. So I'm hoping that this will bridge that gap. Okay, so it's not really a curriculum video so much, so I'll try not to talk too much about each one. This is just something that my oldest daughter did, and there was some cute little lap books that she did along with it. And so I want Cameron to do this, and it's not really a curriculum book, but I put it on that shelf to help remind me that when she's actually getting ready to finish up a few of her subjects, then I can kind of throw this in there, and she can just do some real simple little lap books, and they're really cute. It was free. It was like a free download off of, I think it's called lapbookshare.com, something like that. So really cute, great book for any girl, but to incorporate it into our homeschool, I downloaded some lap books. So she will be doing that this year, and then this will just kind of go on our shelf of, just books that they can grab anytime. So there's that I'm holding there. So the next one is a book called Sequential Spelling. And this is one that we started this, I think our second year of homeschooling, maybe third, I don't know. But Ashley really struggles with spelling. And so sequential spelling is something that I hadn't tried. It was a method that I hadn't tried at all. So, and they encourage you to start with book 1. So we did, and I think we got to like day 37, and it was working, and she enjoyed it, and it was easy for me to execute. And then we moved to this house. You know what? It couldn't have been our first year of homeschooling. It was probably our second year of homeschooling. So why did I stop it? That's a really good question. And I think that's why I've held on to this, because I know it worked. I know she liked it. I know it was easy for me to teach. And so my plan for this is to go ahead and do it this summer. My girls are going to be gone at camps a lot, but the days that they're here at home, we are going to be doing some school, and I want it to be easy and enjoyable. And this was something that Ashley enjoyed, and I think I'm going to have Cameron do it as well, because since she has not had any formal spelling. Hello, hold on. Okay, so I think I'm going to have Cameron do this as well, and we're going to start right back at page 1 and get through as much as we can. And perhaps take it into the fall, depending on what their language arts looks like in the fall. I'm not sure. But once I get that in and I kind of look through it and see maybe if they need some more extra spelling, then we would go ahead and do this. Because this is good, you guys. I really like this. I never even considered throwing this out or getting rid of it. This was always a yes, yes, yes. So anyway, like this. And you are supposed to start with the book 1, so it wouldn't make any sense for me to think, well, when we're ready to go back to sequential spelling, I'll just do book 2 or 3 or whatever level we're at. They encourage everyone to start at book 1, and so there's no reason for me to get rid of it if I know I'm going to go back to it. So there's that. And next is Perplexers. This is something that I bought I know I had it three houses ago. So I'm thinking maybe the second year of homeschooling. I bought it for Cameron, for her to do some logic. I felt like that was something that would benefit her. Plus, she said she works so fast. I'm always trying to find things that little extra things for her to do. She really she did not like it. That would have been 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, she didn't like it then. And then earlier this year, I had her try it again. Again, she did not like them. So why am I keeping it? I'm keeping it because I think Ashley might really, really like it. So I have not had a chance to fit it in Ashley's daily curriculum or her daily work. So I want her to give it a shot before I get rid of it. I think my dog's getting ready to hit my camera. Just let me take a little. Okay, so anyway, I would say they're definitely going to age out of this pretty soon. So if I don't use it within this next year, I will definitely be getting rid of it. So there's so many puzzles in here, but like I said, okay, so I guess I should show it to you, right? So it's kind of like they get clues, and with those clues, and they can deduct who, oh my goodness, Roger, 12 feet, 6 feet, 3 feet, they can say, okay, Roger definitely didn't do 12 feet, and we know he didn't do 3 feet for whatever reason. You get that all from the clues. Okay, so he definitely did 6 feet, which means that Reggie and Rachel definitely didn't do 6 feet because everybody just gets one little number attached to them. I know I didn't explain it very well, but there's just a lot of, you got to keep things in your head and deduct this, and yeah, so they're pretty cute little puzzles. So that's what the Perplexers workbook looks like. So we're going to hold on to that for, I don't know, probably another year. And if they don't use it, then we'll get rid of it. But again, I want Ashley to try it before I get rid of it. So this next one is Political Cartoons. It's a really neat, unique book. So it gives a little blurb of what's going on in American history at the time, and there's 1 or 2 cartoons down here, and then on the back there's analyzing the cartoon questions, analyzing the cartoons, and then there's critical thinking questions. So I got this because I knew I would eventually be doing American history with my girls, and next year happens to be that year. We are going to do American history next year. I'm not certain I'm going to fit this in, mainly because since next year is a huge election, well, next school year, it's actually in 2020. So in the fall, there will be the big election. So we're going to go light on American history and do a lot with the election. So I don't know if I'll be able to fit this in or not. I am holding on to it. I believe it's actually more of a high school level anyway. So it might be something that we dive into in the high school years with like maybe a year of American history in high school. So again, I really have no intentions of getting rid of this anytime soon, whether we use it or not. Little bitty workbook. And I just think it is a nice, fun twist on American history that I think would make it a little bit more enjoyable to study. Okay, the next thing is, I picked this up at a resale shop, so it's just the book. And I will have to buy the DVDs. It's the high school version of Foundations in Personal Finance. I bought this with the intention of my girls using this as a high school credit. And I have since bought the middle school version for Cameron, and she has been doing it this year, and she loves it. And I could have Ashley do it next year, the middle school version, but I might just hold off and have her do this one as a high school credit. So again, I'll still have to buy the DVDs. Not a big deal to me. The workbook is never been written in, and yeah, it's pretty thick, pretty good little. I can't remember what credit they would get, but I remember reading that they do get a high school credit for this. So holding on to this for Ashley for high school. So looks like, oh, I got a couple more. So this is something that Cameron has done. I don't know, maybe a half a semester or something. It's a Mastering Math Essentials, and I have shared it with you guys. I like it. I love it. I think it's a great curriculum. We kind of pulled out of it for a little bit this year because she needed a little bit more visuals, a little bit more theory behind what was going on with fractions. I'm just going to find a really good, so each day they have these drills. This is addition, this is multiplication, and then they have 4 review problems. Then they have the new concept right here, and then they have 10 problems to go through. So the reason, and a word problem every day down here. So the reason I kept this was because it does have great worksheets in it, and even if we don't formally go back to it, I can still pull worksheets out of here if she needs extra practice. So I'll hold on to this until probably we get through with all these, see, like there's all the concepts that's covered in here. And then if I feel like she's not going to need any extra worksheets, then I'll just get rid of it. So, but yeah, I do like this. This was definitely worth keeping for me to keep on our shelf for a little bit. Okay, and the last thing that I have to share with you guys is this building thinking skills, and I've shared this with you guys before. Cameron is doing this currently. She actually has 1 day left. Tomorrow will be her last day, and she has finished that whole book. So this is the student book. Ashley worked out of this for a couple of years during our first couple of years of homeschooling. She was the one that actually really liked it. But she's a little bit slower worker, so I can't just keep, if anything had to go, this was like always one of the first things to go. It was kind of that extra step. So I always keep her on the core subjects, and sometimes she doesn't get a chance to do some of the funner things. So that was the case with this, even though she really liked it, and I knew that she liked it. And so I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep it in case there was a time that she could go back to it and finish it. And I do think that she will be able to work out of this next year and probably finish it the first semester is my hope, or possibly let her do it over the summer. But I don't think I'm going to do it. I think it's going to be part of her critical thinking for the next fall. So here is how big that book is. That's the student book. And then I have the teacher's version, which I don't use a ton. I did at the beginning, and now I don't. I don't know if I'm just getting better at it or what, but when Cameron's doing it, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, okay. But at first I did use it quite a bit. So yeah, so that's all the curriculum that we have on our shelf that is worth saving for me. And I don't remember, did I say earlier that my girls are only 1 year apart in school? So right now they're 6th and 7th graders. So I don't have to hold curriculum, for years and years for those younger siblings coming up. That's a benefit, but I definitely would keep it if it was, something that I thought that younger sibling would enjoy and would benefit from, and stuff that, a lot of times it's so much easier going through it the second time, or even the third time. So I just wanted to share that stuff with you guys. And if there's anything that you guys have that you are saving and holding on to, go ahead and share that with me, because I'm getting ideas from you guys' curriculum videos, and sometimes we only show what we're using and not what we are holding back on our shelf for future use. So again, thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all you guys that have been with me for a while. I appreciate that. And I hope you are having a fantastic school year. Bye-bye. Hi there, it's me again. When I was putting back some of this stuff back on the shelf, I realized there was one little bitty thing that I missed, so I wanted to share that with you guys, and that is our daily reading practice. And this is for grade 5, and I have had this since Ashley was in 5th grade, and she probably did about half of it. There's 30 weeks out of this. I have shown this to you guys before, but it's actually been a couple of years. But I will just say, this was the reason that I saved this was because they both really liked this. So I'm going to show you guys what it involves. So it's a paragraph that they read on Monday, and then on Monday they answer these questions, and then on Tuesday they read that same paragraph, and then on Tuesday they have these questions. Okay, so it's one paragraph they work out of all week. And on each Monday, they're doing about the same thing, okay? And so then, so at the beginning of the book, they have these little student notes that they're called help pages. So on Monday, if they ask them something, they're like, well, I don't remember what that really is. I don't understand that. They can go here and they can figure it out on their own. It's very independent. I remember when my girls did this, it took them a couple of weeks, but within a couple of weeks, they were doing this independently and it made them feel so, so good. So this is a great curriculum. This is literally like a little $5 workbook that I have kept these years. And I just said a while ago that Ashley's a little bit slower worker. So, you know, when she gets a little bit bogged down, these are the kind of things that I pull out of her day, because even though it's really good, you know, it is extra stuff. So that's what happened this year, or that year that we had this. And I have since, every once in a while, we'll just pull this out and we'll do another week. And I do plan on having her do this summer, and it is 5th grade level. She's going into 8th grade, but it's summer work. I want it to be enjoyable, but I still want her, them to be, you know, reading and a little bit engaged and, you know, keeping their brains working for the summer. So I'm sorry I missed this. It's so little on my shelf, but it's definitely worth sharing with you guys. I've told you before, this daily reading practice, we love, love, love it. I only did it 1 year. Again, curriculum, you know, you can only do so much in a day. But so this is what just like an empty worksheet looks like. So yes, sorry I missed this, but I wanted to get this back on there. So I'm going to try to put the 2 videos together. If not, this is part 2. Thank you for watching.